Boosie, your boy don't know how to fight. Neither do that T.I little yellow motherfucker. Long hair.
I ain't really got no opinion on him, cause you know, my opinion can send me to prison.
You slap Kanye West, that's where we wrong at, homie.
Yeah.
Why slap him for what, nigga? When you had a 15-year-old hitman, nigga, that murdered black people.
The clash between Boosie and Charleston White didn't just pop up overnight. It was a storm waiting to happen. The kind of storm the internet loves to watch explode.
Nobody talked to him. Why do Boosie get all the love? As if he the killer. And Boosie ain't no mother killer. You can slap Boosie and that bitch can do nothing. You can slap Lil Boosie, that bitch don't do nothing. Lil Marlo was the killer. Lil Boosie ain't had a fight with nobody. That you punch him in the nose, that bleed to death because he a diabetic. You can't give him no black eye. He'll die. He'll diabetic.
Charleston had built his whole brand off picking fights, talking wild and daring people to clap back. That's his playbook. Find a target, clown them, and feed off the attention.
Boosie, your boy don't know how to fight. Neither do that T.I little yellow motherfucker. Long hair freak. That little don't know how to fight either. Get them y'all babies is rapper babies.
He'd already gone at rappers, activists, and even athletes. But when he decided to drag Boosie's name into his circus, he messed with the wrong one. Boosie isn't a man who just sits back when somebody's threatening his people, especially not his family.
The jail is gonna be for something. It's gonna be for something. I don't play no police game, man. Just know as you move around, man, life is real, bro. This shit ain't no motherfucking joke. This shit ain't no motherfucking game. Just don't play with me and don't play with mine. Leave my motherfucking children out your motherfucking face, boy.
At first, Charleston kept it light. Well, as light as he ever does. He cracked jokes about Boosie being washed up, poked at his career, and tried to make it all look like regular trolling.
His son saw one dude said he said he's the one who got your son arrested. How do you feel about stuff like that?
Who got my son arrested?
You said Charleston White went on the record.
I don't know, man. I don't fuck with Charleston White. That nigga, they're Prussian. I ain't fucking with y'all. I'm keeping that nigga name out my mouth. That's a threat to my success.
Yeah.
Charleston White, he ain't hiding. Charleston White gonna get your ass locked up.
Yeah.
So, shit, I've been ducking that smoke with Charleston.
That's the only smoke I ever heard Boosie say he ducking.
That's some smoke you don't want, man. I ain't trying to have no man calling no DAs on and all this on me. That's real shit.
Yeah.
It's real fake shit.
People got to realize, right? If you look at our community, I don't understand why people make threats online. Why they.
But Charleston isn't satisfied until he finds the soft spot, the pressure point that makes the internet gasp. And he found it when he took aim at Boosie's son, Tootie Raw. That was the move that made the whole culture stop and say, hold up, this ain't just trolling no more.
I ain't really got no opinion on him, because, you know, my opinion can send me to prison. So I ain't really, you know, I ain't really got no opinion. Once you go to threaten people's kids, talking about you, I ain't the one gonna do all that. Certain people, you can't really express opinions on.
Charleston bragged about trying to get Tootie locked up, running his mouth like it was all just fun and games. But everybody knew Boosie don't duck smoke when it comes to his kids. For a while, Boosie stayed cool. He didn't jump online screaming back and forth, didn't give Charleston the immediate reaction he was clearly fishing for. But the more Charleston doubled down, the more he kept putting Tootie's name in his mouth, the heavier the tension got. Finally, Boosie stepped in front of the camera and gave the type of warning you can't mistake. He didn't yell, he didn't threaten.
Look, gangster, it's an interview, nigga. That nigga under pressure and stress. Come on, my not playing. He facing 15. Homie, don't you know he got a turd in his ass? Because those 5 murders is part of relevant conduct that goes into the PSI. Even though he beat it, they still bring it up as an arrest. Boosie record don't put him on a cakewalk, y'all. He going where he got to really be in danger and in fear, no matter who he is.
He just let the weight of his words land heavy. Don't ever come for my kids. Don't drag my family into your circus. That moment hit different. The internet lit up instantly. Clips of Boosie's warning went everywhere. Some fans were cheering, saying that's exactly how a father is supposed to handle it.
You slap Kanye West, that's where you wrong at, homie.
Yeah.
Why slap him for what, nigga? When you had a 15-year-old hitman, nigga, that murdered black people. The little kid got life without parole. Why would he slap Kanye West, a man with biracial white children, embracing the concept and the notion that black and white lives matter?
Others were worried Charleston was baiting Boosie into trouble. But no matter which side they were on, everybody agreed Charleston had crossed a dangerous line. The roots of this whole mess actually stretch back to Kanye West. Remember when Kanye came out rocking that White Lives Matter shirt? The culture erupted. Some folks defended him, others blasted him, but nobody stayed silent.
If your boy jump on me, y'all will bury that yellow motherfucker. I shoot him right in his goddamn throat. Look, I wish an 18, 19-year-old nigga would jump on me. Boy, I Trayvon Martin, that little motherfucker. I swear to God.
Boosie was one of the loudest critics, calling Kanye out for disrespecting black people and treating a movement like it was a fashion statement. That's when Charleston saw his window. Instead of backing Boosie, he flipped the script, mocking him for daring to criticize Kanye. He told the internet that Boosie wasn't the right man to speak up, called him a hypocrite, and tried to paint his outrage as a desperate grab for relevance.
So why you was a bitch, boy? Man, we about to whoop your ass when you come back down here from telling. I can see you had a soft up.
From that moment on, Charleston had found his new obsession. Anytime Kanye made news, Charleston would drag Boosie's name into it, keeping their names locked together like some twisted tag team. And when Charleston saw how much buzz his Boosie trolling created, he cranked it up even further.
Jail, it's gonna be for something. It's gonna be for something. I don't play no police game.
After firing shots at Tootie, Charleston widened his scope and aimed at another rap legacy kid, King Harris, the son of T.I. He called King spoiled soft, said he was pretending to be street when everyone knew he grew up rich. Charleston laughed at his hair, his style, even predicted that King was headed to jail. It wasn't just jokes, it was straight disrespect, and King wasn't having it. He jumped on Instagram Live, fired back hard, and let Charleston know he wasn't gonna stay quiet. King told him straight up that if they ever crossed paths in real life, it was gonna be a problem. That's when things escalated even higher. Just like Boosie, T.I. wasn't about to sit back while a grown man clowned his son. Tip stepped in and made it clear Charleston had crossed another line. He told the world he would always protect King, that nobody was gonna play with his child's name. Suddenly, this wasn't just Charleston trolling, it was two rap legends, Boosie and T.I., both furious because their families had been dragged into the mess. Their sons were clapping back, the internet was buzzing, and Charleston was sitting in the middle of it all, grinning like he just won the lottery. The wildest part? The internet couldn't look away. Every clip of Charleston talking reckless went viral. Every response from Boosie or T.I. spread like wildfire. King's IG Live got replayed 1,000 times with people debating if he was really ready to back up his words. To fans, it looked like a slow-motion car crash, messy, chaotic, but impossible to turn off. And under all the noise, the real heart of the story was clear. This wasn't about clout anymore. This was about family. In hip-hop, in the streets, in life, you don't come for a man's kids. Charleston White thought he was untouchable, and in some ways that's how he moves, loud, reckless, and always hiding behind the claim that rappers can't touch him because he'll just call the cops. That's his ace card, the reason he feels free to disrespect legends and their kids without blinking. But when you step back and really look at it, this wasn't just another internet circus. It was a test of respect, a test of manhood, and a test of what fathers will do when somebody disrespects their blood. Boosie's warning hit so hard because it wasn't just entertainment, it was raw truth. You could feel the shift in the room when he spoke. Same thing with T.I. He wasn't protecting King's rap image, he was protecting his role as a father, his responsibility as a man. That energy is heavy, and Charleston kept brushing it off like it was just another joke. This whole situation is wild because it started with something as small as a shirt. Kanye's White Lives Matter stunt opened the door for Charleston to lock onto Boosie, and from there it spiraled into a firestorm. Boosie calling out Kanye was righteous. He was speaking for a lot of people who felt disrespected. But Charleston saw that as a chance to flip the narrative, turn the spotlight, and keep himself trending. He thrives off chaos. And by connecting Kanye's moment to Boosie's name, Charleston created a cycle. Every time Kanye got attention, Charleston dragged Boosie back into the conversation. It's like he built a whole playbook around making Boosie look like the hypocrite critic. But the second Charleston took it off Kanye and onto Boosie's son, the whole game changed. And then dragging King Harris into it, that move pushed the drama into a new stratosphere. King is young, proud, and fiery, exactly the type of kid who isn't going to stay silent when somebody mocks him. He fired back with raw energy, letting Charleston know this wasn't just entertainment anymore. And with T.I stepping in behind him, the beef transformed into a generational clash. You had Charleston on one side clowning the new wave of rap kids, saying they're spoiled, fake, and destined to crash. On the other side, you had fathers and sons standing up together saying family comes before any industry games. That's why the internet ate it up. This wasn't just a rap beef, it was fathers versus a troll, legacies versus disrespect, and the culture versus chaos. Charleston's antics made him go viral, but the responses gave the story its power. When Boosie looked dead in the camera and told Charleston not to mess with his family, that clip spread like wildfire because it spoke to something deeper than hip-hop. It spoke to fatherhood, pride, and loyalty. People shared it not just because it was Boosie, but because they understood that line. Don't talk about my kids. Same with T.I. When he stepped in for King, he wasn't trying to make headlines. He was showing the world what it means to stand by your child when they're under attack. The respect in that move was undeniable. But Charleston isn't dumb. He knows exactly what he's doing. He laughs it off, claims rappers can't touch him because he's protected, and keeps stoking the fire. To him, it's a win-win. If they respond, he gets clicks. If they don't, he claims victory anyway. That's why he keeps pushing buttons. He believes he's untouchable. But here's the thing, when you disrespect someone's kids, you're no longer playing in the world of clout and attention. You're playing with honor. And honor is something men like Boosie and T.I don't gamble with. The internet has been split watching this unfold. Some say Charleston is just chasing clout, nothing more. Others believe he's crossed a sacred line that no man should ever cross. The debates online show how big this story got. People weren't just talking about Charleston's words, they were talking about what it means to be a father, what it means to stand up for family, and whether Charleston's type of trolling is even safe anymore. Because let's be real, Charleston's whole strategy relies on the idea that the internet is just talk. But Boosie and T.I come from environments where talk can turn into action real quick. And then there's the sons themselves, Tootie Raw and King Harris. They aren't just passive characters in this drama, they've been clapping back too. King especially showed that he's willing to confront Charleston head on, taking the heat and matching energy with energy. That alone made the internet debate whether King was helping his case or just feeding Charleston's appetite for attention. Some people respected him for standing tall. Others thought he was giving Charleston exactly what he wanted. Either way, King's reaction put him in the spotlight just as much as Charleston, and the world is now watching him like never before. What makes this whole saga so fascinating is the layers. Hip-hop beef, family pride, trolling, generational clashes, and even Kanye's influence hovering in the background. Every layer adds fuel, making the fire burn hotter. And while Charleston laughs it all off, the tension underneath keeps growing. The vibe shifted from playful trolling to dangerous disrespect, and the culture knows it. Boosie and T.I aren't men you play with lightly, especially not when their kids are involved. And as this story keeps unfolding, the question isn't whether Charleston will keep talking, it's whether somebody somewhere decides enough is enough. As the drama kept snowballing, the whole culture sat glued to the screen, wondering how far this could really go. Charleston White kept laughing, throwing out insults, and doubling down like he had nothing to lose. He painted himself as untouchable, bragging that rappers couldn't touch him without catching cases. That kind of talk only fueled his confidence, making him bolder with every live stream. He dared Boosie, he dared Ty, he dared anybody to step out of line and give him an excuse to play victim. It was a dangerous game of bait and switch, and Charleston thrived in it. But to everybody else watching, it wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was like watching a powder keg waiting to blow. Boosie's energy shifted in a way that fans recognized instantly. When he first held back, staying silent while Charleston threw shade, it looked like patience. But after Charleston dragged Tootie Raw's name too many times, the silence turned into warning. And when Boosie finally spoke, the weight in his voice was undeniable. This wasn't rap beef, this wasn't clout chasing, this was a father setting boundaries. Don't talk about my kids. Simple, clear, and powerful enough to make the internet pause. That moment reminded people that no matter how wild things get online, family is a line you don't cross. You could diss Boosie's music, his career, even his money, but once you dragged his son into it, you stepped into dangerous territory. T.I. made the same thing crystal clear when he stood up for King Harris. He didn't mince words. He wasn't going to sit quiet while a grown man clowned his child. For T.I., this wasn't about protecting King's image in the rap game. It was about protecting his son as a father. That move got major respect because it showed the world that when it comes to family, these rappers are fathers first, entertainers second. And when fathers put that armor on, it doesn't matter who you are. Lines get drawn and consequences follow. That's why Charleston's antics stopped being just funny internet trolling. They were poking at pride, honor, and fatherhood. 3 things you don't play with. Meanwhile, the sons themselves turned into characters in the saga. King Harris went head on with Charleston, calling him out live and daring him to keep talking. That IG Live set the internet on fire. People replayed it, debated it, and broke it down like a heavyweight fight. Some thought King was reckless, giving Charleston exactly what he wanted. Others saluted him for standing tall, refusing to let an older man drag his name without a response. Tootie Raw, though quieter, still stood as the reason Boosie finally unleashed his warning. Together, these sons weren't just innocent bystanders, they were proof of how deep Charleston's disrespect ran. And here's the thing. Charleston thrives off attention, but attention has limits. When you keep crossing lines, when you keep pulling family into the fire, the energy changes. At first, people laughed at Charleston's antics. Then they started feeling uncomfortable. Now they're asking, how long can this go on before something real happens? Because in the streets, when you disrespect a man's family, words don't stay words forever. That's the dangerous truth sitting under all the memes and clips. Charleston might laugh and claim he's safe, but Boosie and T.I. made it known this isn't a game to them. Fans online already see the writing on the wall. They know this isn't just clout chasing anymore, it's a ticking clock. Every new video Charleston drops, every live stream where he mocks King or Tootie, every laugh he throws at their fathers, it all piles up. The culture is waiting to see if somebody finally says enough and shuts this down. Will Boosie and Charleston cross paths? Will T.I. step in again? Or will King Harris be the one to turn his Instagram live threats into action? Nobody knows, but everybody is watching. What makes this story so wild is how something small, a shirt Kanye wore, snowballed into a massive web of beef. From Kanye's controversial fashion choice to Boosie's public criticism, from Charleston mocking that criticism to him attacking Boosie's son and then dragging T.I.'s family into the fire. It's a chain reaction of disrespect that turned a simple internet feud into a cultural moment. And that's why it won't just fade away. Too many lines have been crossed. Too much pride is on the table. Too much family honor is tied up in it now. At the end of the day, this isn't just a story about Charleston white trolling rappers. It's a story about what happens when internet games collide with real-world codes of respect. It's a reminder that no matter how big social media gets, some things don't change. Family comes first, honor matters, and there are lines you just don't cross. Boosie made that clear. T.I. made that clear. And now the world is waiting to see if Charleston finally learns that lesson the hard way. So what do you think? Was Boosie right to send that warning? Did Charleston cross a line that should never be touched? And was King Harris smart to clap back, or did he just give Charleston more fuel to burn? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this one is far from over. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, share this with your people, hit that like button, and drop a comment below so you never miss the next story. The way this beef is unfolding, trust me, there's more drama coming.